the best night of the month, bitches! And you know what that means. Means I gotta do something special. Something saucy. Something spooky. Let's rank all the skeletons based on how well they'll do in the skeleton war. You down? You don't have a choice, let's go! To rank them, we shall be using the most civilized method. A blank table. Ha! Got you bamboozled, of course they're gonna be letters! I could not find any magnet letters, so I guess we'll have to use the second option. Alphabeti spaghetti! I'm an artist. I'm a performance artist. I would gladly just get into it, but first we gotta establish some ground rules before I get butt-fucked by boners. Number 1, a skeleton should always be a skeleton. You think that's an easy rule to follow? You're fucking wrong! Number 2, if them bone boys acting similar, they gonna be grouped. Trust me, there ain't much difference between commie skeletons and fascist skeletons. Just a bit of different weaponry and clothing if they still have some. And I am not Brian David Gilbert. I can see why that's a bad idea to list both of them separately. So let us not repeat mistakes of way more successful people, and begin! First up, the civilian skeletons. You know, it's just tiny, itty-bitty men, all dead and gone. But what is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets! But enough talk! Have it! The army men skeletons. These not-so-fortunate sons. They come with weapons, and there's a lot of them. That's an S tier. The small animal skeletons. What are they gonna do? They're tiny. They're itty-bitty. Run home to mama and grow some more. F tier. F stands for fuck! The big boy animal skeleton. Now these are big lads, and they got funky bones. Look at this fucking thing! Absolute unit! Now, I don't know about you, but to me that's an A tier. And now the skeleton of fish. They're useless. They're not even good as fish. And if you think sharks are gonna help them, sharks are made out of fucking cartilage. They're fragile as hell. These are not good for skeleton war. Hell, they're not even good for just standard resurrection. That's so fucking low, it's worse than F tier. It's trash. Oh, so that's why they're always in the garbage. I get it now. The bug and crab skeleton. Now these are pretty useless because crabs molt all the time, they're pretty fragile and tiny. However, they can hold knives. That obviously makes them cool, and 1 point higher. Sadly, their initial position is trash, so they're gonna be an F. I'm sorry. I love you, but I have to be objective. Have you ever heard about chimera skeletons? So, if a scientist gets bored, he takes 2 skeletons and jams them together into a chimera skeleton, just for shits and giggles. Some people even displayed them for money. And because of that, I gotta deduct a point for capitalism. But I will immediately add it back because fuck yeah, they're powerful. But they are rare, so I guess it's gonna be an E tier. The holy ravioli skeletons. You know how Spain's religious communities have a hard-on for skeletons? Yes, it's about that. As a religious fetish, it's fucking weird. But as a skeleton, that's a spicy boner. But they don't got no weapons. And they're rare. So it's a B tier. Just purely on swag. The mural skeletons. You know those funky boys that you constantly see in museums? Yeah, it's them. They look real spooky, anatomically incorrect, and they have magic powers. Like combusting into flames or turning people into more skeletons. I would honestly give them an S tier, but I prefer 3D over 2D, so that's gonna be an A tier. Next up is... That's obviously an S tier. What else would you think? The anatomically incorrect toy skeletons. They're tiny plastic and they can't even move.
Buenos dias, fuckboy!
The Lego skeleton. Cute, spooky, and can reassemble itself into a giant ball robot. Also, it glows in the dark. How can I say no to that? A tier. If you think that's biased, try breaking a Lego skeleton. They are like the sturdiest bones on the block. The Mega Bloks Pirates Skeleton Crew! Arg, fuck yeah, mighty. They look fucking epic, they're thick as hell, they're unkillable because... Have you tried breaking a Mega Bloks? It's fucking impossible. They have a badass ship, they have immensely cool transparent weaponry, they have a banger fucking anthem, so obviously, S tier, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, best gotten. The doll skeleton. They're spooky, they're brittle, there are plenty of them, and they can move it. That's gotta be a B tier just for that. Hey! Dance is a tool of mass distraction. Don't underestimate it. The slightly bigger type of doll skeleton, the old stop-motion skeleton. You know, Sinbad, the old Jason in the Argonaut movies, Army of Darkness, you get the idea. There are a lot of them. Most of them are really angry. They come with weapons in mint condition, and they're very, very spooky. That's obviously an S tier. You think I'm gonna give Army of Darkness anything below an S tier? What the fuck do you think I am?
Bendy skeletons from old cartoons. Now you know that's the shit. They can bend, they can twist, they can do all sorts of gravity and biology-defying things. So they are an A tier, of course.
The harmless cartoon skeletons. There are a couple of them. They're not exactly the most interesting kind. And it's a fucking war, not a Saturday morning. E tier. The evil cartoon skeletons. Now that's special boys. One, they're bad boys. And I'm a bitch, I love bad boys. They're not exactly great with weapons because they always get beaten, but they try. Also, they come in droves, and they're always armed to the teeth. That's B tier if I ever see one. Background skeletons. These are enormous bones that are usually present in the background of other media. Samurai Jack, Risk of Rain, Subnautica. There are a lot of them. They're always massive. Absolute units. They're few in numbers, to be fair. Does it really matter when they're Leviathan-sized? They're absolutely gonna wreck some shit. They're a S tier. Now, I've covered cartoons, but I did not cover games. We have 3 specific categories here. First one being the small enemy skeleton. They are reliant on quantity, they're always armed, and they can even sometimes succeed, which automatically puts them a step higher than their cartoon counterpart. So I guess an A tier. Then we have the giant enemy skeleton. It's just a better version of the small enemy skeleton. In fact, it's a perfect balance between quantity and quality, so it's an S tier. And the final one is the boss skeleton. They're surprisingly weaker than the giant enemy skeletons, because they're usually stuck from the waist down, or just dismembered. Once again, an A tier. The enlisted skeletons. Imagine dying and waiting to go to Skeleton War, just to be resurrected by some cunt and serve him for the rest of your life. That's what these guys have to deal with. However, in spite of that, they're absolute lads. They come in droves, they're powerful as hell, and they're spooky. I would like to give them S tier, but that feels like a disservice. So I'm gonna do a little Halloween miracle. Yes! Rise from your grave! The S+ tier! Yes! 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 There you go! Dry Bones from Mario! It's a skeleton, Luigi! A Koopa skeleton! What are we gonna do? I don't know, Mario. They seem pretty weak on my end. They got Bowser! They got Bowser, Luigi! But that's not enough, Mario. They're kinda weak ass. I put them in E tier. Hey, hold on, Luigi. What does that say? Mamma mia! And now the humble Minecraft skeleton. Bastard! I would leave it at that, but that fucker got nerfed! You see, the whole problem is, it's a skeleton war, bitch! You ain't gonna do shit with those sticks of yours, bitch! In the trash with you! Now for your big black blocky boner brother, the nether skeleton. He got a sword and he's big, but he doesn't have the guts or brains to do anything. That's gotta be a C tier. Mimi boys. There's plenty of them. They're all well preserved. None of them are fighters. Yeah, we'll laugh at them, but they're gonna be brutalized the second they enter the war. E tier. And now the special cases. These are unique skeletons that deserve special mention. No shit, right? But I gotta specify because somebody will obviously think that I'm talking about Rizza! Inferno Cop! He's a savior of all! S+ tier! Yeah! Next up, a guy that most of you probably don't even know. Skullduggery Pleasant. He throws fireballs, he solves mysteries, he's a skeleton, and an A tier. Next up, the Creepskipper. He's a paraplegic idiot. He's funny, but he's absolutely pointless when it comes to war. I mean, he can't even hold a hooker! It's an F tier. Money Calavera. Resistant, but not that smart. Also has a sick ride, A tier. The Ghost Rider. Superhero skeleton, he's overpowered, he'll probably win the entire fucking war. That's an S+. Ezzy from Iron Maiden. It looks cool, but I doubt he's actually a skeleton. He's not exactly a fighter, and he's also a symbol for a rather dubious band nowadays. That's an F tier. Jacques Laline from Beetlejuice. He's French. Trash! Golden Bat. That's a superhero skeleton from Japan, so naturally he's magic. He's also golden and helps humans, which reminds me of a certain space emperor that's currently on a throne and dead. That's an S+ tier. Spinal from Killer Instinct.
Ultra Combo!
Say yes for ace. Mumbo Jumbo. He has magic mojo. Ikabokam. That's the C tier. Mr. Scully Petitbone. Annoying. F tier. Ash from the Evil Dead. Immensely mighty. Groovy. That's an S+, baby. Itwid. It's somewhat magical, but I don't exactly know in what manner. He has a flying machine that can be used for something. B tier, I think. Bone Eater from Bone Eater 2007. He eats bones. He also has a magical horse and hurricane powers. At least that's what I remember. That movie was really shit. But the man in question is an A tier. Third Angel from Evangelion. So depressing, even Shinji's like, dude, come on, you're better than this. You got killed by a centaur, Eva. How pathetic do you gotta be? C tier. Sanson Papyrus from Undertale. Bones Malone and the Spooky Boys. Guns. Against the skeleton. That is just not a great idea. Still, these are guns. They're gonna hurt. B tier. Sandro the Half-Dead from all the old Heroes of Might and Magic games. Not the new ones. They do not exist to me. He's a mighty magician, survived through a lot of shit, and tricked multiple heroes to do his dirty work. S+. Daniel Fortescue, the Jawless Arrow Magnet from Medieval, and Medieval 2, and Medieval Resurrection, and Medieval Remake on PS4. He is amazing and cute, S tier. Baruch from One Piece. Bon Summer! S+. Death in its many faces. Specifically, just the ones that are skeletal. And they are not that powerful, especially against undead things. So I'm gonna give it a C tier. That's right, bitch, I'm putting death in the lower tiers. I fear no man, and nothing. The Revenant from Doom, D tier. And last up, the Propaganda Skeleton. He's technically the only one, but he appeared in a lot of things. He's just a spooky boy from political cartoons. But outside of making people look like the harbingers of doom, he isn't good for much. He's gonna be an E tier.
I ain't done bamboozling you yet, lad. You thought it was the last. But the king always comes at the end of his procession.
And that's the last of them. I might have missed a couple skeletons, and I probably rubbed some people the wrong way by putting their favorite below mine. But that will be decided by the comments, not me. And well, I await them. I might get a lot of hate for this. I might get a lot of love for this. Only time will tell. And what am I gonna be doing in that time? Well...
Booga booga! You just got